So this is a wreath making kit from Sainsbury's. So I have not opened it yet, so let's open it up and take a look and see what is inside. Now, even though this is a kit from Sainsbury's, I am sure that you could just make your own. You could make the round bit out of twigs from your garden, and you could just get them round into a bit of a circle like that, or you could even try and make a heart, and you could tie it with little bits of string. This is kind of tied with bits of twine, but it doesn't have to be bits of twine. Or you might have something circular in the house you can use, like a hoop of some description, or you could even make this from card. So you could reuse your cereal boxes and make one from card, or if you've had a delivery from Amazon, you could use the cardboard packaging. Why not recycle? So let's see what's in this little bag then. I have no idea what's in here. I'm presuming it'll be bits of felt to make the little decorations on here. I don't know whether it'll be cut or whether I'll have to cut it or what. So let's just see. Oh, so you do get a little, looks like this is going to say Happy Easter in a thick felt. You could, of course, do this from cardboard and design your own in any colours that you fancied. It would be quite nice to design your own. Oh, you get some ribbon, a little bit of curly trimming. I know that has a special name, but I haven't got a clue what it is. Ah, see, these aren't even felt. They're just cardboard press outs. Little bit disappointing, I have to say. But you could, you know, you could make, if you had some spare fabric, let's just say that you have just cleaned out your wardrobe perhaps, and you've got some things that you were going to be throwing away, or maybe taking to the charity shop. The charity shops aren't open at the moment. So if you've got some old jeans or t-shirts or something, you could even use scraps of denim and different coloured fabric. Mind you, warning, don't go raiding your mum's wardrobe and just pick out her best tops to chop up. She will not be pleased. But you absolutely could make these from card, paper, fabric. You could decorate them how you fancy. So we've just got some simple Easter eggs here with some polka dots on them, some stripes and some leaves. And we've got a few press out daisies. Dead easy. You could easily make them. You could make them nicer than these are actually. And oh, this looks like these are felt roses. Looks like they're going to be a bit kind of 3D. So some felt roses. What else have we got? More felt roses by the look of it. Yeah, bigger felt roses in blue. More felt roses in fuchsia pink. So we're going to have plenty of roses. One huge, a humongous felt rose in the light blue. One in the pink. One in the fuchsia pink. And the last thing in your little bag. Looks like the instructions. So let's see what it says. Warning, not suitable for children under 3 years due to the small parts and choking hazard. I wouldn't like to see the 3-year-old that would attempt to eat any of this. Parental supervision should be required at all times. Keep away from heat and sources of ignition. Remove all packaging before giving it to a child, and keep this information for reference. And then there are some easy peasy lemon squeezy instructions. We'll probably get a picture of those and insert it as well. And it just says 1, glue all of the elements as shown. This and the Happy Easter. 2, wrap the blue ribbon around the top of the wreath and tie a knot. This is to hang your wreath with, so if you wanted to put it on your door, either outside, I wouldn't put it outside, mind you, not with our British weather, with this being cardboard, but it would look nice on a kitchen door or your bedroom door. Glue all of the elements as shown. Okay. Right, so it says glue all of the elements as shown, and that's the only thing you don't get in your kit is some glue. Now, if you were working with paper at home, you could use Pritt Stick or something like that. I have got some PVA. Now, the supermarkets are still open, so you can still get PVA if you haven't already got some. So yeah, normal PVA glue. So I'll be giving you some tips on how to work with that in just a moment. So that's it. And I've just noticed that on the opposite side of this bit of ribbon here, there's some nice little white polka dots. Cute. Now, to hang yours, to make your wreath hang, you could just use a piece of nice thread or a piece of nice string. If you were making your wreath from paper, even a little bit of a paper loop would be strong enough to hang it from a door, or you might have a little bit of ribbon lying around the house somewhere. So after that one, number 3, it says, oh, and these my roses look a bit tricky, so I'm going to have a little practice. It says take one of the felt spirals, then starting from the centre, carefully wind it around itself to form a rose shape. Glue the end into place. Repeat for the other flowers. Arrange the flowers on the wreath and glue into place. So I'm going to have a go at, I'll have a go at doing a blue one. So I'm going to separate me roses into colours. So I'm going to start with this big one. Take one of the felt spirals, then starting from the centre, I see, carefully wind it around itself to form a rose shape. Clever. Now you could easily do this with paper as well, actually. All I'm doing is literally winding it around, and it's going to form a rose shape. Now I think the best way to do that is to probably kind of glue as you go, and it might help to have a couple of butterfly clips. So I'm just going to do little clips like that, and I am just going to put that to one side, because you might be thinking, how can I do that from paper? I'll show you. So all you would need is a bit of paper, and then draw the kind of outline of your rose. And if you're aiming for a bit of a circle, but with a wavy a wavy line. Now you take a bit more time than me, and then you're just gonna kind of spiral it out of the middle in a wavy line, like a spiral, but just up and down, a bit of a wavy line to meet the end. And then cut all of the way around the outside. So just by the same principle, I'm going to start at the centre. Yeah, this will work. You'll get yourself a decent rose shape. Now, I would, however, say to you, stick as you go. Stick as you go, but you can imagine if I stuck that down, fiddly, keeps springing back out. If I stuck that down, I'm going to get a pretty decent rose shape. It's done on white, but you can see that the shape, you're still going to be able to get the same, you're still going to be able to get the same kind of effect. So I'm going to crack on with the felt ones, but just to show you that you can do it in paper if you would wish to. So I'm going to stop speaking now. I'm going to crack on with the felt ones. My roses, I eventually got them finished. These took ages to glue, absolutely ages. I had to do them in stages, using clips to hold the petals in place while I glued them bit by bit. So they did take a good few hours. I even left some overnight, and I was up first thing this morning gluing some too. So there we go, 3 big ones, 2 this size. I could have sworn I had a pink one that size, but apparently not. So now we can arrange them onto the wreath. Now the photo, if you can see the photo, it's kind of got a few eggs and whatnot spread out around, and then a bunch of the flowers at the bottom, but I don't think I'm too keen on that arrangement, so I'm going to go for a more kind of traditional wreath. So what I would definitely say is, whether you're doing this in paper or card or bits of fabric, I would place your bits and just have a little go first of all. So I kind of want this not quite across the middle. I want it on a bit of an angle going across. And then what I was going to do was spread these around. So I'm just going to kind of place them like so. Just to try them out before I glue them. And then don't forget that you've got some flowers and eggs as well. I've got some flowers and eggs as well. So I'm just gonna kind of arrange these. That one there. I'll switch it for that one so I can have a bit of variation. That one there and that one there, and then you've got some, I've got some space to put a few of the other things too. Try not to, just trying it out. And I've got some of these flowers as well. About like that. So I think I'm gonna go for something like that. So I'm gonna glue this in place now and then finish off with tying this around the top to hang on the door. So I'll just get on and do some gluing. Okay, so while my embellishments are drying onto the wreath, because I don't want to touch it because it'll all fall apart, but once the glue's stuck it'll take tighter hold. So whilst that is drying, I am going to make some extra little bits from the spare bits of felt. I could make middles. I could make middles for the roses or the flowers. You could make little shapes. You could make mini eggs. But I do need a sharper pair of scissors. So hopefully these will be much better. Yes. So I'm just going to make some kind of random shapes for centres. In varying sizes, and use up some of these colours. So the first thing I'm going to do is tie my door hanger. So since Sainsbury's were a little bit stingy with their ribbon, because it wouldn't go right round the wood, so I've had to thread it through just a bit of it, because if you tried to get it right round the wood, you couldn't. It was just impossible to get the knot in. So there we are. This flower hasn't quite stuck yet, so that just needs a little while longer, and it is just ready for the last little bit on, the piece de resistance. So the only thing I have to do now is a little bit of glue. On the braid. Oops. Plenty of glue on the braid, and fix that to the underside on that side. And the same over here. Just like that. I'll let that dry, and then we'll get it hung up, and you'll be able to see the finished Easter wreath.